projects. It's got a dielectric constant of 9.8, so the capacitor gets even smaller. It has a very high voltage standoff, so you can build a smaller capacitor and actually have greater voltages. Even those vacuum variables, they're good to about maybe 20,000 volts. If you're going to put a kilowatt into one of these things, you're going to need more than that. And so my plan is to build a ceramic, get some ceramic machine for the prototypes, but ultimately get them molded and build it.
K9KZT.
To make a fine adjustment, and you actually be able to span a much lower frequency range for a given piece of copper. That's
kind of an interesting approach to it. That should work fairly well.
So
smaller capacitor and put it in parallel with the capacitor on the loop.
yeah,
A small capacitor that's variable, that will handle a high voltage. You can tune the big ones first. Done on the internet, one of the guys did it.
that's the same technique as what I'm
Right.
got a big cap to get you close, and then the small one as a tweak, basically, to get you in there.
When I made my box, what I did is I used a either 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio on the pulleys, and it did two things. Of course, it slowed down the vacuum variable by quite a bit because I'm micro-stepping the motor, but again, you've got a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio on that. The other thing it did is because you cut that ratio down, you increase the torque by the same amount.
Right. What kind of power can you get with that vacuum cap on your antenna?
Well, mine, as far as RF power,
Yeah, how high can you go before the capacitor's in danger?
well, mine is 25 kV rated, and I figured it should be good for a kilowatt. It'll put you in about the 13 to 14,000 range, I think.
Okay.
I have a loop that I made for 100 watts, and I use the vacuum variable, and it's rated at 4.5 kV, and I run it with my 7300, got an arc that I know of, and I tune it with a little DC motor that I bought on the internet for about $15, and it's reversible because it is a PM motor, and that works fine. But if you really want to be like Kurt did, and you can go from band to band much more quickly. Mine takes to go from 40 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of these little motors that's going to go on probably this one here, and then another 10 gets you a little controller with a on-off or center, left, right, center, button.
There you go.
And all you got to do
This is
is wait and go.
K9KZT. I'm going to end the 2-meter coverage now and turn it over to Jimmy for the Friday Night Fun Net. K9KZT.
Thank you. That was a good presentation anyway, Larry. Thank you for doing that. Stand by. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GC. Start recording. Okay, thanks, Mike. Good evening, everybody. It is 8:04 p.m. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GC. I'm located here in Freeport. I'll be your net control station this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This repeater is a PO 114.8 plus offset, minus offset I should say. You need to have that programmed into the radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL on their radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency of the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. This net is being live streamed around the world via the internet. Those of you who wish to check in on the internet, Mike, K9MED, and Rochelle is kind of running the show. Just relay, check in the internet, and Mike will acknowledge your check-in, and he'll relay your internet check-in to me. Also, this net is also being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. And also, if you're on the 6th, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions, or you're far away from it, you don't have internet access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central hotline, area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. We'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio first of all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. By the way, this is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, March 11th, 2022. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time on mobile stations. If you have family time, you're concentrating your drive. We'll take your short time on mobile check-ins. And if you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfasts, bike rides, marathons, or handfests. Okay, then we'll do our regular features. We will do the W9AXD Carl's Corner. This is our TechNet, if you will. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Carl Larson, W9AXD. When he and Tony used to run the old Tuesday evening TechNet on the Monroe Repeater, Carl Larson used to do the segment called Carl's Corner. He read articles from about propagation theory and what have you for each of the ham radio magazines or publications. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up in your tower? You have technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do a W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his net, he always had a DX report. And we'll do our swap net. You have on to buy, sell, trade, or want related to the hobbies of amateur radio or computers. Go ahead and advertise them. We'll see what we can do for you. Tonight's topic, this is St. Patrick's Day is next Thursday. I'm going to ask everybody what they're going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day, and I'm using green ink for my check-ins. Okay, I have one early bird check-in. That's Dave, A9YE in Broadhead, Wisconsin. So, okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time on mobile stations? Want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
9KZT with traffic.
K9KZT with traffic. Do you want to give it now, Larry, or would you rather wait? It's up to you.
I'd rather now, please. I'm just curious if people copied the rah-rah presentation by Kurt and their reaction to it. Was the rebroadcast okay? I had to drop out about every 2 minutes to keep the repeater up, and I hope I gave my identifications often enough to be legal. Anyway, I'd just like people, as they check in, short time or long time, to give their reactions. Appreciate it. Back to net, K9TZT.
Okay, well, ask those people who heard the presentation whether they thought of it. I thought it was a good presentation. I was able to hear it there. Once he was faded out there, his audio faded out there, but I was able to copy almost all of it. Sounds good there, Larry, and it wouldn't have made no difference. You could have kept on going with the presentation. It is Friday night. Nobody's going anywhere. Okay, thanks for checking in and giving your traffic. We'll get back to you in a few minutes, Larry.
10-4, good buddy.
Okay, Larry. Any more short-time mobile stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
W9JTC, gonna check in short time. Great presentation. I was listening to it. I got down kind of late, but I got a chance to listen to it. Very informative. Well, I didn't think I'd ever hear 10-4, good buddy, on a 2-meter net, but that's a first. Back to you, W9JTC.
Anything can happen on this net. Expect the unexpected. That was great. Okay, sounds good. All right. How is your missus getting along?
Jimmy, at this point, she can do full weight bearing. She is using the walker currently. The doctor just says that's tolerated now, so he says she can even walk without the boot. She still wants the boot for the security yet, but making some very, very good progress. So the prayers are being answered there, my friend, that's for sure. So back to you, and thanks for asking, sir. W9JTC.
You're welcome, Jamie. Now, I'm continuing to pray for her, so is everybody else. So, okay, thank you for checking in, Jamie. Have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you on the rag tune net tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here on this repeater. Thank you for checking in. Any more short-time on mobile stations? Who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform, Michael in Janesville. Have no traffic.
89VU, Mike in Janesville. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. 7-3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the line. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Any more short time on mobile stations you want to check in? Please call now.
KD9APZ, short time, but I may be back. And I do have some traffic.
Okay, K9EPZ. Okay, Al. I'll check you in, and you can give your traffic whenever you come back.
Okay, that'll work, Jim. Thank you. We'll be back.
Okay, that sounds good, Al. And your signal is great tonight. Thank you for checking in. Any more short time on mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, let's go ahead with general check-ins. At this time, first I'll take general check-ins from Northern Illinois who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle, and I've got 2 internet check-ins.
K9MED. Oh, just a minute. AC9NW, Tom Roscoe. I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you a few minutes round table. Thank you for checking in. K9MED, Mike and Rochelle, go ahead with those internet check-ins, please.
All right, copy that, Jimmy. First one's going to be James, checking in from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Call sign is going to be Alpha Echo 9er, Juliet Foxtrot. Alpha Echo 9er, Juliet Foxtrot. Second one, the check-in will be Patrick, KF9er, Sierra Delta.
Okay, well, Jim, AE9JF. Well, you finally got settled. I'm sure he's listening to this. That's good. That is definitely good to hear that he's got settled. let's hope that whenever Kurt K9N gets his Echo Link hooked up again, he'll be able to check and read the Echo Link. Okay, 89JF, Jim, welcome to Friday Night Fun Day. Good hearing from you. Of course, it's about it's 9:15 out there in Pennsylvania there, so okay. And KF9SD, Pat in Warren, Illinois. Sometimes he calls on me on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, so I've got him checked in. Thanks for those 2 internet check-ins there, Mike, and we'll get back, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Los Fargo.
K9QPL, Paul in Wells Park. Okay, Paul, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general chance in Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Any more general chance in Northern Illinois before we check with Southern Wisconsin with the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Radio Whiskey.
Kilo Bravo 9, and come back with the rest of that call, please.
Victor Radio Whiskey, VRW.
KD9VRW, I've got you checked. Are you located in Crystal Lake?
Yes, Jimmy, I am.
Okay, because I hear you check into the Ogle County Aries Net every Tuesday night there on the 165 repeater. Okay, I've got you checked in. Welcome to Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m., usually on this repeater, but if we can't hold it here, we'll hold on the 147.195 repeater. KD9VRW, I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable, and thank you for checking in. Any more general chance from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, we've got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can just get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in Southern Wisconsin with the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Okay, Norm, I've got you checked in. Get back to you a few minutes roundtable, and thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, it's the second Friday of Lent, so everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern in Southern Wisconsin, enjoying with their Friday night fish fries, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappies, and what have you. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Won't be long until you guys will be going to it used to be called the Miller Park. It's Great American Ballpark in Milwaukee for your tailgate party. Baseball is back, folks. Opening day will be Thursday, April 7th. So that's the best news I've heard in a long time. Okay. Any more stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, at this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, Carrie and Rockford.
KD9MED. Okay, Carrie, I've got you down. We'll get back to you a few minutes round table. Of course, we'll be looking forward to your DX report in a few minutes or two. Thanks for checking in, Carrie. Any other station from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. traffic portion. Okay, let's see. The Jefferson Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, March 27th at the fairgrounds in Jefferson, Wisconsin. You want information on going, contact, I don't know who the people are up there you would contact, whether your local ham radio club up there in Jefferson County or what have you, but do contact them for information. Also, Richard, N9CO in Belvedere, has tickets for the Sandwich Ham Fest, which will take place on Sunday, May the 1st. If you want information, contact Richard at area code 815-547-8686. I repeat, area code 815-547-8686 if you want the tickets for the upcoming Sandwich Ham Fest. Also, National Weather Service Quad Cities will be holding a in-person weather spotter class Monday evenings, March 28th at Highland Community College, Building H is in the hotel, room 201, that's the Student Conference Center. The class will get underway at 6:30 and it will end at 8:30. They'll serve coffee, donuts, rolls, punch, and what have you. You like slides and videos? You'll see plenty of that. We usually get a big turnout. Let me reset. I've heard some of the Rockford Hams when they came over here for the weather spotter class. This is no joke, folks. They say that the presentation put on by the Quad Cities National Weather Service office is better than what the Chicago Romeoville does. So I won't comment on that. But again, you're welcome to come to Freeport to the weather spotter class on Monday, March 28th. That's my traffic. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, let me get my paper. Let me stand by. Let me get out my papers out here. Okay. Now we'll go ahead with the tech corner, which I renamed it W9UIJ Carl's Corner in honor of our great friend and colleague Carl Larson, W9UIJ. Are you having a problem with your amplifier or your power supply? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? You have any technical questions? Now's the time to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions? Please go ahead. Okay, no technical questions, so we will move on to a W9 Gene Duncan DX corner. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his net, he always had a DX report. Incidentally, this coming Sunday, March 13th, it'll be exactly 5 years ago that Gene Duncan, W9GD, passed away and became a silent key. That week he passed away, that Friday of that week, I did a special edition of the Friday Night Fun Net in his honor. Okay, does anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MED.
KD9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. DX conditions continue to be superb. I got 2 new countries this week. On 40 meters, early in the morning, I got FO5QB, French Polynesia. And I worked my very first Chinese station. I've been trying China forever, and I finally got one. This is on 20 meters, BD6QW. And wouldn't you know it, he's in Wuhan. Brief reset. Today, I made my shortest distance contact of the week, and that was to Greg, N9GBP, one of our other great FT8 enthusiasts who also racks up just a ton of great DX. Thanks a lot, KD9MED.
Sounds good, Greg. Gary, that is great. I wonder if you'll be checking in later on. I'm sure we'll hear from him. Okay. Okay. Trying to talk and write at the same time. Sometimes that doesn't always work right. Okay. Kerry, thank you for checking in and giving us that DX report. I'm sure we'll be getting back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Does any other station have any DX reports for the W9GD DX corner? Please call now.
KC9RGG with a comment.
K9RGG, go ahead, Norm.
Say, Jimmy, do you remember, I guess it's been 5 years now, you said, tonight that Gene Duncan died? Do you remember the night that he timed out the repeater? Over?
Oh, no, I don't. I don't ever remember him ever timing out the repeater. He might have, though.
Well, Jimmy, you know, Gene kind of talked very slow, and sometimes his DX report went beyond the time limit a little bit, and he timed out the repeater down there in Rockford. He knocked it off the air, and that knocked off the Friday night fun net. I waited around for 20 minutes, and nothing ever came back, and so I went to bed.
Oh, okay. I think now you mention it, I think that did happen. I don't think I would have that written down in my notes there, but or something like that. But okay, yeah. Boy, I'll tell you what. He would have loved to hear these code practice sessions every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. In fact, you know, he might actually be probably the net control for that. If not for Larry K9KZG, but I know Gene would have definitely loved to hear these CW practice.
Yeah, Jimmy, he was just a great guy. I know he lived down in Oregon, Illinois, I believe, in an assisted living place, and I knew he was having health problems, and I had made up my mind I was going to drive down to Freeport, pick you up, and so we could drive down and spend some time with him, and before I got around to doing that, he was gone. I regret that to this day.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, I had the pleasure of meeting him in person a few times. I think I first went down and visited him with, I think it was in 2008, or 2007 and 2008 and what have you. I had to, Chuck, AB9KA took me down there one time and another hand. So I had the pleasure of meeting him in person a few times down at the nursing facility.
Great guy, Jim. We better get back to the net. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Okay, that's for sure. That's for sure. Norm, I'll tell you what. As long as I got you on here, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Are you got anything planned for that day, or are you just going to will be just another day for you?
Yeah, Jim. St. Patrick's Day, I guess, is Thursday. And we got some friends in Janesville that we haven't seen for a long time. And, hey, my wife and I are in our 70s. In fact, we're 77 years old. But we're going to grab 4 bottles of Spotted Cow and some green dye and go into their house about 5 o'clock and have a happy hour. So it's St. Patty's Day. You have to drink some green beer, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Don't eat corned beef and cabbage because that's not Irish. that originated among the Germans.
Where you say, Jim?
Okay, Norm, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Yeah, Rockford's going to have their St. Patrick's Day parade tomorrow, but they can't. They postponed it because of cold weather. They're going to have it on next Saturday, March 19th. The only thing is, March 19th, that's St. Joseph's Day. That's big among the Italians. Where the Irish, they wear green, the Italians wear red. And they got these Italian families have all these different, they built these altars, they have all different kinds of Italian food put on there. I've seen pictures of that's how they celebrate it. I'm sure those Italian families in Rockford, next Saturday, 19th, they'll have cooking all their Italian dishes and what have them all put out and what have you. This is K9RFD Friday Night Fun at the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transfer for Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. Norm, I'm going to let you go, 7-3. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun in. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your wife.
I'll be hitting the sack, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
7-3, Norm. Thank you for checking. We're still in the W9GD DX corner. Does anybody else have a DX report they'd like to pass along? Okay, let's go ahead with the swamp net. All IMC ball sold or trading must be related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers. All IMC ball sold or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. May mention the price over the air, but an haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swamp net traffic you'd like to pass along at this time?
Toby, the special event station is W7S. Celebrating your...
Okay, no swamp net drivers to be had. By the way, we have swamp net segments during the Monday night rah-rah info net at 7 p.m. on Monday evenings on this repeater. We also have a Wednesday evening swamp net on the 147.390 repeater here in Freeport. PL 114.8 plus offset. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. till all traffic is handled. Mel K9RFD. The trustee of the 3-9 repeater brings us amateur radio news line. 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to amateur radio. Mel and I share duties of net control. He ran the net this past Wednesday, and I'll pick it up again this coming Wednesday. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
Right now I'm sitting at 10,005. November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford.
N9GBP, Greg in Rockford, got you checked in. Kerry, K9MED was talking about it. I guess you and him had a HF contact?
Yeah, that's right. We got in touch this morning on FT8 there. Yeah, that was a very short distance contact.
Okay, sounds good. That's great. That's great. I talked to there's a station here in Freeport. He's one of the net control operators on the 268 net on the weekdays at 2 p.m. I think it was 7.268 megahertz in the 40 meters lower sideband. I've talked to him a couple of times. So, okay, Greg, I'll get back to you a few minutes round table. I want to get some more I don't want to leave anybody out here. I'll get back to you in the couple minutes here. Okay, what are you doing for St. Patrick's Day? Let's see what we're going to do. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, are you still with us? What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day?
We're not doing anything special. It's just another day. And for the feedback on the presentation for Larry there, I was able to pick it up and hear it, but I had to crank my volume up quite a bit. The audio was pretty low, and it dropped out a few times. But other than that, it was very interesting because I have built a magnetic loop antenna, and it made it interesting for me. That's about it from here. AC9NW, back to net.
I thought that was a good presentation. That's for sure. I am hoping that the next round meeting that will take place in April will be back in person. As much as I enjoyed listening to these meetings, I think it's time to go back to having in-person meetings, something like that. What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day?
I thought I already said something about it. It's just another day for us. We're not doing anything special.
That's the way, I'm Irish. I wear a green shirt, but as far as it's another day for me too. I don't drink. I don't like corned beef and cabbage. I'm Irish, but like I said, corned beef and cabbage is not Irish. That's German. So that's about it. Thank you for checking in there, Tom. 73, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Rag Tune Net.
K9KZT.
K9KZT. Go ahead, Larry.
Jim, I wonder if I might ask you to go to the SwapNet portion. Somebody called me with something to get rid of, and I'd like to get it in, then I've got to go. K9KZT.
Well, we'll just open it up again. I just had it a couple minutes ago, but we'll open it right up again. Okay, like I said, all items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of ranch, radio, or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or possession of a person who wants to get rid of stuff. They mention prices over the air, but it actually should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. K9KCT, go ahead with your SwapNet traffic.
Sorry I missed it. I was, copying the stuff still going on the internet. Anyway, they've gone on to other business, but, all right. A fellow called me this afternoon. His name was Chad. He's the son of NY9N, Don, who is a silent T. That was his call in Rockford. He moved to Arizona. Anyway, he's got 3 8-foot sections of a tower that are on the ground just by the side of the house. They're waiting for somebody. He's got the top section and 2 other sections. He wants to get rid of it, and he has, doesn't know anything about it. So somebody who's interested in 3 8-foot sections, I don't know what brand, he doesn't either. His name is Chad. His number is 815-222-9193. Again, Chad, 815-222-9193. Back to you, Jim. K9TZT, and then I've got to get out of here. K9TZT.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Chad, whose father was Silent Key, and November 9, Yankee, Nancy, or November has 3 8-foot sections of tower for sale, or whatever. He wants to get rid of them. You can contact him, area code 815-222-9193. Contact him, area code 815-222-9193. And Larry, before I let you go, what are you doing for St. Patrick's Day?
I will hoist a beer to the dear saint. K9TZT.
Okay, 7-3, Larry, thanks for checking in, and thank you for all you do. We'll catch you on the Rag Tours Net tomorrow night. Okay, any other station have any SwapNet traffic at this time? Okay, let's move on here. Let's see. Mike, K9MED. What's going on with you? What are you doing for St. Patrick's Day?
Well, probably working or whatever, but I know usually my girlfriend will cook up a pretty nice meal for me that day, and that's about it, really. And it won't be drinking or anything like that. Gave up alcohol a long time ago, but I know I have a good dinner coming thanks to my girlfriend. This is KD9MED, back to net.
Okay, thank you for checking in there, Mike, and thank you for all you do. This net is being live streamed around the world on the internet, and it's also being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, Mike, thanks for all you do. Okay. K9 QPL, Palm Loves Park. What's going on with you? What are you going to do for St. Patrick's Day?
K9QPL here. Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll be much different than any other day. I think I'm going to try to see if I can cook up some cabbage and corned beef and cabbage and something like that. We'll be, say, 73 and be clear.
Sounds good, Paul. Okay. You have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. And thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll catch you on the, if we don't catch you on the rag show next tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we'll definitely catch you on this coming Monday night on the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net. Thank you for checking in. KB9VRW in Crystal Lake, are you still with us?
I would think I am, Jimmy. The gang BNC.
Okay, again, welcome to Friday Night Fun Net. We meet every Friday evening at 8 p.m. What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day?
Well, for St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to have a beer with my son probably at one of our local taverns here called The Cottage. It's an Irish pub. And then on the weekend, since I am half Irish and half Italian, so you need a backup in a bar fight, I'm the guy. We will be celebrating both of those with family. So I'll be wearing a red sweater with a green t-shirt underneath.
That's great. That's great. Two great holidays, you want to call them that. That's wonderful. Hey, thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. I'll look forward to hearing from you on the Ogle County Net that's coming at Tuesday night. 7-3, have a good evening.
You, Jimmy, have a good one.
Okay. Kerry, KD9MED. What else is happening with you? What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day? KD9MED, Kerry, are you still with us?
This is KD9MED. The Rah-Rah meeting just ended just now. It was 1 hour and 41 minutes. What was the question, Jimmy?
Oh, we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. I'm using green ink for my check-in. I'm asking everybody what their plans are for St. Patrick's Day. You guys any plans or not?
I think the only thing I know for sure I'll be doing on that day is operating FT8. Now, if somebody was to hand me a plate of the holiday food, I would eat it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to go find it. And as for green beer, the thought of it makes me nauseous. It makes me sick to think of it. KD9MED.
Okay, Terry, sounds good. Okay, hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you in a few minutes here when we do the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. I forgot to mention that. We're going to do the Friday Night Fun Net trivia like we do every Friday night. So, okay, that concludes my list. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, early St. Patrick's Day party, if you're coming home doing your grocery shopping, or for your big St. Patrick's Day dinner, or you come over from the show, if you just turn your radio on, or you've been copying the mail for the last about 40 minutes, This is your chance to check the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. With route traffic, please call K9GCR.
C9GO. Good evening, sir.
K9GO, Larry in Rockford, there's on Rockton, I should say. What's going on with you, Larry, and what are you doing for St. Patrick's Day? That's the question tonight.
Well, generally eat corned beef and cabbage, and then have some just fabulous Reubens. My wife is just such a great cook. Yeah, any corned beef that's left over goes into a Reuben sandwich. That's about it. I really don't get into green beer, brown beer, hardly at all. Back to you, Jim. AC9GO.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. What did you think of the presentation that Kurt K9MED put on tonight?
Hey, he put on a spectacular presentation. I mean, he really did a great job. And Jeff recorded it, and he says as soon as he figures out where the recording is, he'll dig it out and send it out to a couple of guys that joined us, and also to Kerry. And Kerry said he can put it on the website, so we'll have it on there as well. So, kind of looking forward to that. I want to sit down and look at it again. AC9GO.
That's great that you guys can do that. I think it's wonderful. You know what? I enjoy but in the last 2 years when you guys had the on-air rah-rah meeting on the air, I've enjoyed listening to them and participating in them too. But like I said, hopefully maybe next month or next rah-rah meeting will once again take place in person. Well, we'll see what happens. Thanks for checking in there, Larry. Maybe we'll catch you on the tomorrow night on the Ragju net at 8 o'clock. Thank you for checking in. Any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. This is K9GCR, and I control the Friday Night Fun net. Well, like I said, I'll wear my green shirt on Thursday, but like I said, I don't drink and I don't eat corned beef and cabbage, so I don't know what I'll be eating that day. We'll see what happens. So other than that, it was a good week for me. Health-wise, did my grocery shopping, and that's about it. Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun net, please call now.
KC9GCR, here's N9, Chicago Northwestern.
N9, Chicago Northwestern. Got you checked in. What's going on with you, Mark? What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, I don't have any special plans. We'll probably have dinner here at home, and that's about it. I might wear green that day when I go to my doctor's appointment, but that's about it. I'm an honorary Irishman. My grandfather was a 100% Irishman, and he said, well, I'll make you an honorary Irishman. And I said, okay, that's good. So that works for me. N9, C&W, back to net.
Sounds good, Mark. Okay, hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun net, and enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Do we have any more stations you want to check in at this time? Please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. What's going on with you? Did you hear the present? I'll ask you a question in a minute there. But did you hear the presentation by Kurt, KD9MED? there.
Yes, I was on the computer, so I was able to listen and to watch the presentation. Excellent presentation. That's the second time I've heard it, but I learn a whole lot every time I hear it. Great presentation. KD9AXD.
That's good. That's good. Everybody seems to be saying that way too. So okay, we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. I'm asking everybody what their plans are for the holiday. Are you going to do any celebrating, or is it just another day for you?
Yeah, you know, not quite just another day, because it's such seems like a visible holiday, I'll put it that way. But I don't really do much of anything. I'm a Scotsman, so I don't have much to do with St. Patrick's Day. But you know, we might fix some fried cabbage to kind of in honor of the day, and that'd be about the only thing we'd do different. Back to you, KD9HKX.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Well, nothing wrong with that there, Larry. Well, yeah, well, of course, you being Scottish, of course, St. Andrew's Day is really your big day. Of course, that's in December, so that sounds great. I said, yeah, St. Patrick's Day next Thursday. Next Saturday will be St. Joseph's Day for the Italian community. So, okay, sounds good. Thanks for checking in there, Larry. Any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, let me put my papers away here. And now, we got most everything taken care of. Now we're gonna do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is really for the benefit of those people who are studying for their first ham radio license. A lot of people listen to this net because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless they have a very expensive digital scanner. And even that, some of the agencies have decided to encrypt their signals there. So, but you can still hear fire and complete EMS communication on VHF high band analog. But I was going to say, a lot of people listen to this net because they can't listen to police communication anymore. Other people listen because they're studying for their first ham radio license. This is really for their benefit. I read questions from ARRL's Tech, General, and Extra Q&A books. So we'll see if I can find the first question. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions every week. After a while, that sounds that it gets a little bit old. All right. Okay, here's the first question. Who may select a desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? A. Only a licensed amateur with a general or amateur extra class license. B. Only a licensed amateur with an amateur extra class license. C. Only a licensed amateur who has been licensed continuously for more than 10 years. D. Any licensed amateur. Who may select a desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? Excuse me. A. Only a licensed amateur with a general or amateur extra class license. B. Only a licensed amateur with an amateur extra class license. C. Only a licensed amateur who has been licensed continuously for more than 10 years. D. Any licensed amateur. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read this question one more time. Who may select a desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? A. Only a licensed amateur with a general or amateur extra class license. B. B, only a licensed amateur with an amateur extra class license. C, only a licensed amateur who has been licensed continuously for more than 10 years. D, any licensed amateur. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
Is in Delta.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Who may select the desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? Correct answer is D, Delta. Any licensed amateur. 97.19. Licensed hams can pick up any available. Let's read that again. Licensed hams can pick any available call authorized for their license class. There are many available calls for technician licensees to choose from in the Group C 1x3 and Group D 2x3 call sign formats. Ham Radio License Manual, page 7-17. Okay, just a minute. Al K9EPZ, you did have some traffic. Go ahead with your traffic if you would, please.
There's been the mobile home park I and also KD9MED lives in. And wanted to remove is nothing can be on your deck except for lawn furniture and a barbecue grill. Well, right now out on my deck is my mobile scooter that I used to use at Hamfest. So I've come to a dilemma. I'm going to have before April 1st, I may have to get rid of it. They may let me slide on it, but I haven't driven it in over 2 years. And it's just sat out there, and I'm sure the batteries are shot in it. But I'm putting this out there because if there's anyone out there that knows someone or another ham whose health has gotten to the point where they can't walk a ham fest anymore and would like a scooter, and this is a good one. You can look it up and say e-wheels. Right now they're selling new for about $3,600. We find someone who needs it, who would like afford one, they can come get this one.
Okay, Al, I got most of that. For whatever reason, your signal kept coming in and out. But the Al K9EPZ wants to get rid of his scooter. If you know of anybody who wants one, please get a hold of Al and see what we can do. See if he can make arrangements to come down to his location and pick it up there.
I also want to mention, Jim, I do have a carrier for it that plugs into a 2-inch receiver. So if someone has a truck or something, pickup truck or whatever, it's got a 2-inch receiver. I have the for it.
Okay, he also has a carrier that plugs it into a receiver. If you know how to get a hold of Al, if anybody wants this scooter, please let him know, and you can make some arrangements, go down and pick it up. Okay, Al, thanks very much for your traffic.
Okay, Jim, anyone, they can contact me by email at KD9EPZ@Comcast.net.
WFTW9DX. Yes, one letter, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, I was trying to write that down. If you want to get a hold of Al, you can contact him at K9EPZ@Comcast.net. If you want, or if anybody wants a scooter. Sad to say, he's got to get rid of it. That's all there is to it. Okay, Al, thanks for bringing in your traffic.
Okay, Jim. Hopefully, we can find someone it would enhance their life to have it. Like I said, I'm at the point now where I can't even use it anymore, so might as well have somebody else have the opportunity. You've seen it, Jimmy. That was when I was running Radio Expo a few years ago.
Back in 2017, you and Justin came down. That was that real hot Saturday.
Yeah, that was the scooter. That's the scooter I have here. So, and I only rode it one other time after that to the following Sandwich Fest. And other than that, it's been sitting here with the cover on it on my deck for the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, let's hope maybe somebody will come down and pick it up for you. We'll just see what happens. Thanks, Al. Okay, before we continue with trivia, are there any more stations you want to check at the Friday Night Fun?
KC9GCR, KD9HWK. How's it going tonight, Jimmy?
Doing fine, Mackie. I want to get your call. KD9HWK or KD9?
Kilo Delta Niner, Hotel Whiskey Kilo.
Okay, man, I've got you checked in. You do a great job of mentioning about the Friday Night Fun Net and putting me down as an IRA check-in. Whoever was net control this past Monday night gave me a call called me, but of course I can't get into that repeater anymore. So okay, we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. What are you doing for the St. Patrick's Day?
Probably nothing particular. I might put on a pair of green underwear or something.
Okay, sounds good, man. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We look forward to hearing you on the when you do the Kitchwaukee Amateur Radio Club net. That meets on Monday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. It has a PL 100.0 minus offset. Thanks for checking in, Matt. 73.
Have a good evening, Jimmy, and everybody else there on the net. KD9HWK 73.
Okay, any more stations? I want to check in the Friday Night Fun net. Please call now. Okay, let's continue with Friday Night Fun Net trivia. We're in the technicians portion. Now, let's not rely on one or two people to answer these questions. If you know them, please come on and say them. So let's be fair about this. Okay. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? A. The FCC maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. B. Any such language is prohibited. C. The ITU maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur radio. D. There is no such prohibition. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmissions of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? A. The FCC maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. B. Any such language is prohibited. C. The ITU maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur radio. D. There is no such prohibition. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay, if you know these answers, people, come on. Let's not depend on one or two people to answer these questions. I'm going to read this question one more time. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning the transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? A. The FCC maintains a list of that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. B. Any such language is prohibited. C. The ITU maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. D. There is no such prohibition. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
I think it's B. AC9GO.
Said D Delta.
B-boy.
Hey boy, I misunderstood you. You are correct. Larry, you are correct. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmissions of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? Correct answer is B-boy. Any such language is prohibited. 97.113A4. While you may encounter stations using such language, it's best to avoid controversial topics and expletives. Ham Radio License Manual, page 8-10. Here on the Friday Night Fun Net, we avoid controversial subjects or topics. We just don't do that stuff here. So okay. Okay, let's see. Let's find. Oh, good God! I'm not reading any of that computer stuff. A lot of you probably don't know. I'm going to find another one here. Oh boy. Okay, what is the unit of electromotive force? A, the volt. B, the watt. C, the ampere. D, the ohm. What is the unit of electromotive force? A, the volt. B, the watt. C, the ampere. D, the ohm. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Alpha, the volt, AC9GL.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. What is the unit of electromotive force? Correct answer is A alpha, the volt. Voltage is measured in units of volts, which are abbreviated as V. Ham Radio License Manual, page 3-. Okay, which of the following components can consist of 3 layers of semiconductor material? A, alternator. B, transistor. C, diode. D, pentagrid converter. Which of the following components can consist of 3 layers of semiconductor material? A, alternator. B, transistor. C, diode. D, pentagrid converter. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
It's a transistor.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Which of the following components can consist of 3 layers of semiconductor material? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Transistor. A transistor is made from up to 3 layers of P and N-type semiconductor material. Ham Radio License Manual, page 3-12. Okay. What is a Part 15 device? A, an unlicensed device that may emit low-power radio signals on frequencies used by licensed service. B, an amplifier that has been type certified for amateur radio. C, a device for long-distance communications using special codes sanctioned by the International Amateur Radio Union. D, a type of test set used to determine whether a transmitter complies with FCC regulation in 91.15. What is a Part 15 device? A, an unlicensed device that may emit low-powered radio signals on frequencies used by a licensed service. B, an amplifier that has been type certified for amateur radio. C, a device for long-distance communications using special codes sanctioned by the International Amateur Radio Union. D, a type of test set used to determine whether a transmitter complies with FCC regulations 91.15. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9 EPZ, come on, people.
I think our audience has left us, Al. Go ahead.
A is in alpha.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What is the part 15 device? Correct answer is A alpha, an unlicensed device that may emit low-powered radio signals on frequencies used by a licensed service. Unlicensed part 15 devices may use low-power RF communications or radiate low-power signals on frequencies used by licensed services such as amateur radio. Ham radio license manual page 9-10. We'll see what happens. If we don't get any more response to these questions, I may have to cut this short there for a while. We'll see what happens. All right. Oh, boy. I'm not reading that one. Oh. All right. Those of you who use FT8 should know the correct answer to this question by heart. What is FT8? A wideband FM voice mode. B, a digital mode capable of operating in low signal-to-noise conditions that transmits on 15-second intervals. C, an 8-channel multiplex mode for FM repeaters. D, a digital slow-scan TV mode with forward error correction and automatic color compensation. What is FT8? A wideband FM voice mode. B, a digital mode capable of operating in low signal-to-noise conditions that transmits on 15-second intervals. C, an 8-channel multiplex mode for FM repeaters. D, a digital slow-scan TV mode with forward error connection and automatic color compensation. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Yeah, let's go with B Bravo, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What is FT8? Correct answer is B Bravo. A digital mode capable of operating in low signal-to-noise conditions that transmits on 15-second intervals. All right. Find another one here. Okay. Which of the following connectors is most suitable for frequencies above 400 megahertz? A UHF PL. You know, I think I read this question. Skip that question. Disregard. Move on to another one here. Okay. What can happen if a lead-acid storage battery is charged or discharged too quickly? A, the battery could overheat, give off flammable gas, or explode. B, the voltage can become reversed. C, the memory effect will reduce the capacity of the battery. D, all these choices are correct. What can happen if a lead-acid storage battery is charged or discharged too quickly? A, the battery could overheat, give off flammable gas, or explode. B, the voltage can become reversed. C, the memory effect will reduce the capacity of the battery. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
I'll give it a shot, Jim. I think it might be A Alpha AC9GO.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. What can happen if a lead-acid storage battery is charged or discharged too quickly? Correct answer is A alpha. The battery could overheat, give off flammable gas, or explode. Storage batteries hold a lot of energy and must be treated with respect. They contain strong acids that can be hazardous if spilled or allowed to leak. Storage batteries can also release or vent flammable hydrogen gas, and that can cause an explosion. Operator license manual page 10-19. Okay, this concludes this portion of Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We're going to move to the general class portion, but before we do, are there any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, one moment please, one moment please. This is K9RFD the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Robert, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, we're going to do some questions from the general Q&A. All right, I'm not reading that question. Find another one here. I'm trying to avoid the questions which I've already read. Yeah. Oh, I read that one too. Okay. Which of the following complies with good amateur practice when choosing a frequency on which to initiate a call? A. Check to see if the channel was assigned to another station. B. Identify your station by transmitting your call sign at least 3 times. C. Follow the voluntary band plan for the operating mode you intended to use. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following complies with good amateur practice when choosing a frequency on which to initiate a call? A. Check to see if the channel is assigned to another station. B. Identify your station by transmitting your call sign at least 3 times. C. Follow the voluntary band plan for the operating mode you intend to use. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
I think that's a bad question. C9GO.
Okay, I didn't quite catch that already. Say it again.
I think it's a bad question. First of all, A has got to be wrong because there are no frequencies assigned to another station. And I don't know. I didn't like the question. I thought it was a bad question. C9GO.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to do is try to avoid the same questions I read like last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. After a while, it starts to get old. It starts to get a little repetition. So, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll skip this question. We'll move on to another one here. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Those of you who know CW should know the correct answer to this question by heart. Which of the following describes full break-in telegraphy, or QSK? A. Braking stations send the Morse code # BK. B. Automatic keyers instead of hand keys are used to send Morse code. C. An operator must activate a manual send/receive switch before and after every transmission. D. Transmitting stations can receive between code characters and elements. Which of the following describes full break-in telegraphy, or QSK? A. Breaking stations send the Morse code ~sign BK. B. Automatic keyers instead of hand keys are used to send Morse code. C. An operator must activate a manual send/receive switch before and after each transmission. D. Transmitting stations can receive between code characters and elements. Anybody correct to answer this question?
D. AC9GO.
Did you say D Delta?
D Delta, that's correct.
You are correct, you are correct. Which of the following describes full break-in telegraphy, or QSK? Correct answer is D Delta. Transmitting stations can receive between code characters and elements. A full break-in telegraphy allows you to receive signals between your transmitted Morse code dots and dashes and between words. The advantage is that if you are making a long transmission, the receiving station can make a short transmission and get your attention. QSK is the Q signal used to describe this type of operation. General Class License Manual, page 2-13.
Hey, Jim, what did they give as an answer for that other question, the one I didn't like, AC9GO?
I skipped that question. I didn't read it. I just decided, okay, I'll move on to another question.
That's probably best. Yeah, the true answer should have been, that you check the frequency, you listen, and then ask if the frequency is in use before transmitting and trying to make contact with somebody. AC9GO.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what I always do, I move to the pages of these books here, and whatever question I see, that's what I read there. So, okay, that sounds good there. Okay, we'll find another question here. Okay. What does front-to-back ratio mean in reference to the Yagi antenna? A, the number of directors versus the number of reflectors. B, the relative position of the driven element with respect to the reflectors and directors. C, the power radiated in the major radiation lobe compared to that in the opposite direction. D, the ratio of forward gain to dipole gain. Excuse me. What does front-to-back ratio mean in reference to a Yagi antenna? A, the number of directors versus the number of reflectors. B, the relative position of the driven element with respect to the reflectors and directors. C, the power radiated in the major radiation lobe compared to that in the opposite direction. D, the ratio of forward gain to dipole gain. Anybody correct to answer this question?
I'll try C. Charlie on that one, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What does front-to-back ratio mean in reference to a Yagi antenna? Correct answer is C. Charlie. The power radiated in the major radiation lobe compared to that in the opposite direction. Using a directional antenna helps reduce interference in that it sends and receives better in the intended direction rather than off to the side or rear. Most of the radiated signal is sent in the desired direction. If you measure the power radiated in the desired direction and compare it with the power radiated in the exactly opposite direction, that is the antenna's front-to-back ratio, as shown in figure G96, the General Class License Manual, page 7-10. Okay. Okay. One more. Alright. Okay, hold on there. Find one more question there. Alright, we'll find it. I'll find another one. This runs a lengthy. Okay. Alright. Last question of the evening. What are the toughest questions in the Tech General and Extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. Those of you new listeners, those of you who become AM radio operators, you were in the general portion of the trivia, but this question really belongs in the technician's portion. But anyway, someday you guys are going to be involved in a tower climbing crew. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of a ground support crew. When you take your technician's test, this next question, well, or whatever, or your upgrade to general, this next question might put you over the top as far as upgrading to general or else getting your technician's license. Here we go. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrical powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All of these choices are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Not sure, but I think B is probably the correct answer. B is in boy. AC9GO.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. Before climbing, remove power from any circuit that will not be used while you are on the tower. The best way is to remove fuses or open circuit breakers. Once the circuit is opened, lock the circuit breaker open, if possible, and tag the fuse blocks or breaker panel so that no one will reconnect the circuit. General Class License Manual, page 9-15. This concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next Friday night. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who'd like to check in this time. Please call now. Okay, at this time, what am I going to do next? Let me get my papers straightened out here. Okay, now I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In a little more than a half hour, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset, night watch will be getting underway. That net runs 7 nights a week, starts at 10 o'clock. It runs for who knows how long. Sometimes it'll run for an hour, or an hour and a half to 2 hours. If you cannot get into that repeater, you can get into the net via the Echo Lake. Again, the night watch net will be getting underway in a half hour at 10 p.m. on the CFMC 443.750 repeater in Chicago. PL 114.8 plus offset. If you cannot get into that repeater, you can get in via the Echo Lake. Lunch Bunch net is held every Monday through Friday between the hours of 12 noon and 1 p.m. A swap net is held at 12:30 p.m. It's on a 145.430 repeater in Downers Grove, Illinois. That has a PL of 107.2 minus offset. W9DUP DuPage County repeater. Okay, now, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., here on this repeater, we're going to be doing the second edition of the Saturday evening rag tour net. It was a great net we had, debut net we had last Saturday. I told 8 check-ins. We were talking about what should be done with the 805 repeater now that Herb Eckstein is silent key, and we talked about how you disconnect your antennas and stuff there for avoid lightning strikes during a storm. Remember we had that severe weather last Saturday, and Ricky W9AXD RLT did a great job with that Skywarn net on 195. Okay. Tomorrow night, I think we're going to be talking, what do you want to rename, you want to have a name for the net? I like the Saturday evening rag shoe net myself, but we'll talk it over, see what other people have to say. What kind of topics do you want to talk about? We're not going to talk about controversial subjects. That's a no-no, just like you're on this net. So we'll see what happens. Again, that's tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater, the second edition of the Saturday evening rag shoe net. This is KC9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater and Route for transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Center to Freeport. Alright, we have any more stations like to check in, please call now. Okay. The meter we found in the Saturday evening rag shoe net, if you're able to pick up the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset, there's the Saturday night fun net. That meets every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. For the past few weeks, I'm sorry to say, I have not been able to pick up that repeater at all. But that's a lot more structured than this net. You gotta check in A through G, H through N, so on and so forth. Like I said, some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up on this net. But that's a good net. Anyway, Saturday night fun net, 9 p.m. on Saturdays on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset. Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset. The Greene County Aries Races net is held. Scott K9YI is net control of that net. By the way, he hasn't checked in this net so far tonight, but I'm sure he will later. Oh, that's right. I think he's got something going on tonight. But anyway, it's a combination of Aries Races and the rag shoe net. You know what I mean. They've been getting a lot of check-ins, so do check out that Greene County net. 145-110 repeater, BL 123.0 minus offset, that net meets at 7:30.
KC9GCR.
Go ahead.
KC9CFL checking in. Sorry, Jimmy, didn't want to cut you off there.
Don't worry about that. I'm not doing anything. Mike, what's going on with you?
Not much. Changing employment and hanging out with the family. That's about it. Enjoying my newer, well, new to me truck, and trying to get some bills paid.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll get that done. Hey, question tonight is now St. Patrick's Day is next Thursday. Are you got any plans for the next Thursday, or what are you going to do? You're just going to take it easy?
I probably, I don't know, my wife might make, some meat and potatoes for it, but, we really don't do much for it. When I was younger, I used to go to Chicago, and, they dye the river green, and you have the parades, and you have green beer, and it was wonderful. But I was a lot younger then.
Yeah, I see. Rockford was going to have their St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. They were going to have their parade tomorrow, but they decided it was too cold. They're going to have it next Saturday, the 19th. The problem is that might conflict with St. Joseph's Day. That's a big day among the Italians there, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, they'll get it figured out. You know, you can't make them all happy all at one time. KC9, CFL, back to net control.
The late Mayor Richard J. Day of Chicago says that everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day regardless of nationality.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's for sure. Okay, Mike. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Well, then, happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your family.
You too, Jimmy, you too. Thank you for running the net. KC9, CFL is clear.
Okay. Let's continue on. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Oh boy. Channel 39's having their news cast there, so they're having oh boy. They're going to talk about daylight saving time. As far as I'm concerned, they can take their daylight saving time and stick it up there. You know what? Okay, continuing on with the rest of the nets here. Let's see. Oh yeah, at 8 p.m. on Sundays on the 147.375 Repeater in Belvedere. PL of 100.0 plus offset. Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net. Also at 8 p.m. the Sterling Amps Radio, their Aries Racing Group down there, the Whiteside Town Aries Racing Group holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 Repeater in Sterling. That has a PL 114.8 minus offset. Should not have any problem getting into that repair. The antenna is 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower down Sterling. Okay. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater, we got the Monday evening rah-rah info net. Larry, K9KCT, and I share the duties of net control. I have a total of 9 tickets. Folks, let's start checking into that Monday night net. That's been around forever, you might as well say. We hate to see that net go the way of the Etzel, if you know what I mean. That net's been gone by several different names. It started going by the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net the same week as we started the Friday Night Fun Net back in 2008. So let's start checking into that Monday night net. We would, Larry, K9, KCG, and I would that we appreciate very much. Okay. Immediately following that net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. The Lee County Aries Racing Group holds its Monday evening net. Immediately following that net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. PL 100.0 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club holds its Monday evening net. Matt, K9HWK, one of the net control operators on that net, checked into this net a while ago. Okay, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. On the 147.195 repeater in Rockford, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the first of the two health and tech nets. That's hosted by Larry H9GO, and I also host the Thursday evening net. We ask everybody how they're getting along health-wise and have any technical questions. And yes, I almost forgot. Immediately following the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net, and immediately following the Tuesday and Thursday Health and Tech Nets, Larry, K9KZT, the King of CW, holds code practice. You want to get you're in the Morse code? Do check out those three health those three code practices there. Larry does a great job with that. Also, at 7 p.m. on Tuesday evenings on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, BL 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Amateur Radio Club holds its public service net. That's a good net to have there. And don't forget, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. on 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband. The North America Long Wires net meets with the Rich, K9QDP as your net control operator. I forget how many he had, the 24 the stations on the roster, but do check out that 10 meter net. Again, 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Also, Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 plus offset. The Ogle County Amateur Radio Network area Skywarn holds its Tuesday evening net. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. At this time, we have 8 more stations I'd like to check in. Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, hello, Dean. I know you get in there. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy. Everybody else out there on the Friday Night Fun Net. It is Friday. Going out for breakfast in the morning with the Beloit Club, or monthly breakfast, I should say. Good for good, healthy food there. And what else happening? Today, kind of waiting for this cold to disappear. I guess we got one more day of it, then it'll start changing. It's pretty chilly here. About 15 degrees here, so that's meets all my requirements and needs for sure. Otherwise, I think that's the excitement. Spring is coming. That's a good thing. It's almost the middle of the month. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Yes, it is. And it even, and the next Sunday, the 20th, is actually the first day, but that'll be great. You might as well say, I'll tell you what, Jimmy the Groundhog and Woodstock Willie were right. He predicted an early spring, and that, by God, that's what's going to happen here, too.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. You know, I don't have a problem. I don't miss having all the snow. Compared to last year, this has been a very pleasant winter, much more relaxing other than the worldly events, but at least locally here it's been pretty good. Let's see what else. I was going to mention something and I just lost that there. You know, that happens once in a while. That's why I always check into the CNOW net every day. Then I get an excuse for what's happening. I was going to mention something, now I can't think of it. Anyway, Jimmy, see, it's happening, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Sometimes it happens to me too. Don't feel bad about it. Hey, we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, and by the way, I'm using green ink for my check-ins. Well, what are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day? That's what I'm asking everybody.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good question. Yes, indeedy. We will be going down to the Birdie Club. They have an event every St. Patrick's Day, and have a big a plate of corned beef and cabbage, all that good type stuff. And don't know about the green beer. I don't think we have that, but I'll have something to make up for it. And we have bagpipes down there, and quite a substantial crowd show up for that there in downtown Rockford. So that's going to be our big event. look forward every year. They have excellent corned beef and cabbage dinner. So that is going to be my excitement there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Did you already think about what you were going to say and what you forgot or not?
No, I already forgot that, so that's not an issue anymore, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Okay, well, of course, I checked into the Tuesday evening net on 145450 Repeater, and I just mentioned it about along with all the other nets there. So sometimes with two nets going on here on Tuesday nights, I got to have two radios on so I can listen to hurry up and check into one net and then go then the other radio check into the other net.
Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Appreciate you checking in and giving us an update on all the latest and greatest events that are happening. I guess they had the Rockford Club had an event. I guess Kurt did a presentation. I was going to try to get in on that, but I had already seen that presentation. He was gave it to our Blake Club last year, a couple of years ago now. I forgot that we had COVID, which kept us in lockdown for all the get-togethers. What else happening here? That's it. Other than Mother Nature is trying to delay our spring, but I think it's going to be here pretty quick. You know, things will change quite a bit after tomorrow, or not after tomorrow, Sunday. The daylight savings time, I tell you, that's always something to look forward to. You know, in some ways it'd be nice if we just stay on daylight savings time permanently. I certainly wouldn't have an issue with that. But then I wouldn't have anything to look forward to. So, and that is something you look forward to. Since I don't need to go out to work or anything like that. KC9GCR, K9FO.
Now, I'll tell you what. I'm not crazy about daylight saving time. The way I look at it, you and I remember when there used to be a start on the last Sunday in April and then on the last Sunday in October. I think that's the way it should be. It should either go back to being that way or get rid of daylight savings time altogether. I don't know if you know this or not, there are two states in the whole U.S. that do not observe daylight savings time at all. That's Arizona and Hawaii.
And that is absolutely true. And there's one city, South Bend, Indiana, I don't think honors it either. But I'd rather see we just stay on daylight savings time permanently as opposed to the other way around. And it was brought up again in the Senate. I think it was this week. I caught they were going to vote on making it happen. I did not hear the outcome on it, and I didn't hear it on the news, so I assumed that it didn't go anywhere. But it is brought up every year, and I think the change that they have to have, they had 17 states that initially agreed to it this year, but I think they have to have the majority of states, so which that would be, I assume, 35, has to approve it. And if that happens, then it's gone. It'd be history. And I would not miss it at all. But like I said, that's our two events planned on for the year, I guess. Coming off it and going on it. How about that? Go ahead.
Yeah, K9GCR sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what would happen. I don't think it's ever going to become law. I'll tell you, the way I look at it, I'll tell you why. If you're a parent, you're thinking, do you want to send your kids to school when it's pitch dark in the morning? If we would have let's see, well, right now, if we would have year-round daylight savings time, especially in December, in like late December, when the first day of winter comes, The sun rises now. It's about 20 minutes after 7 in the morning in December. If we had the daylight saving time, the sun would not come up until 20 minutes after 8 in the morning. And I'm sure the parents don't want to send their kids to school while it's still pitch dark outside. And I believe that's one thing. I think that's going to keep that from ever passing.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know if that's, you know, and of course before that the farmers wanted that. I don't know, people have changed. It's not like it used to be. You know, you're absolutely right on having it darker in the morning, but it has for safety reasons. But in this day and age, I don't know if it's so much of a problem now, you know, having it dark at that time, or having it, you know, lighter in the afternoon, evenings. Yeah, boy, you know, I don't know. I don't have an answer on that there. I like it, but then I'm an old person, and it's one of those things that I like the fact that we are gaining an hour a month in daylight, and by the by the 21st June, we'll be at almost 16 hours of daylight, which is pretty darn nice. I guess that's the plus about living up here in northern Illinois. In other areas, of course, further north you go, the longer the day's going to be. So I guess that doesn't really have anything to do with daylight savings time, but, you know, it's just, each area is going to be a little bit different. Now, if we lived down in Florida, it wouldn't be probably a big deal. I don't know. Good question there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FL.
K9EPZ. This is KC9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central Freeport. Sounds good. Well, here's the thing. Florida, I don't know if you know this or not, but Florida is in 2 different time zones. The main, like the peninsula, the main part is on the Eastern time zone. Now, the area around Pensacola, around the Florida Panhandle, it's in the Central time zone. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did. I got the family lives down there, and I talked to guys on the rare ones net there in New Orleans, and of course they're on Central Time. So yeah, you're right. It's kind of split there. You know, Indiana's got a kind of an oddball deal too. They're and I think South Bend, Indiana, doesn't go on it, but the rest of the state does. And there's some cities around that used to do that or still do it, but otherwise everybody follows the rules and guidelines on it. Yeah, I mean, you know, at this point here, right, I mean, we don't need to get up and go to work or anything like that. We just sleep in every day and do that kind of thing. But it's nice in the evening, you know, when it's in you know, summertime, obviously. But then you think about it at this point, because of where we live, our daylight hours are so long. I guess it's maybe not as big an impact, you know, when you look at it compared to summer to winter. Winter, of course, is a different story in itself. But yeah, maybe that's yeah. But you're right about that. There's good and bad about both, especially when it comes to the kids and that. But although you got to remember, the last 2 years, none of the kids have had to go to school. They're at home all the time, so it's not even an issue for them anymore. Jimmy, go ahead.
K9EPZ comment. I think there was another station trying to come in there. Other station, come on back.
K9EPZ of a comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
My whole question is, if I cut 10 feet off of one end of my coax and splice it onto the other coax,
for whatever reason, your signal is really dropping off. You said cut 10 feet off of your coax, you start to see something little, but your signal dropped down to nothing. Let's try that one more time.
Okay, let's try it again. I don't know if I've got a problem with my key switch here or what. I said if you take 10 feet off of one end of your coax and attach it to the other end, do you have any more coax?
Well, I don't know. I think you would. What do you say, Dean?
No.
So what makes us think we're going to add more time to our day by moving the clock?
Point of reference.
Okay, Al, come on back. I think I partially doubled with you. Come on back.
I was saying if we took 10 feet off of on the other, we wouldn't have any more coax. And it's the same thing if we go and change the clock, or lose an hour spring and gain an hour. We don't actually lose or gain. It's the same anyway.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point there, Al. It doesn't. It's just changing the clocks. The sun. It does not matter one way or the other. If we had standard time in the summertime, the sun, instead of 8:37 p.m. when the sun went down, it'd be 7:37 p.m. Central Standard Time in the summer. Same as it would be with sunrise in December. 7:20 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:20 a.m. Central Daylight Time. It would not make a difference at all. You're right about that.
Although I am kind of thinking the idea of going on daylight saving time and then never coming off almost makes sense to me.
I think it's a good idea there, Al.
Illinois. I think a couple years ago, the state Senate passed a bill. The state House of Representatives did not consider it, and I kind of figured they probably wouldn't. Even if it passes both houses of the legislature and Governor Pritzker signed it, that the U.S. Department of Transportation at Washington, D.C. would still have to give the okay.
Got it right, Jimmy.
And I seriously doubt very much if they would ever give the okay.
No, I don't know. I think you got a good chance for it now.
Okay, I know for a long time, yeah, you're talking about Indiana. You're right. Eastern part of the majority of the state that's in the Eastern time zone was on standard time year-round. Then the governor and the legislature changed it so they had to observe daylight saving time. Now, some of the Indiana counties near Chicago petitioned the U.S. Department of Transportation to have their counties switched over to the Central Time Zone. That way they could be on what they call the Chicago time.
My understanding of it is that it has to be done by states, and it has to be the majority of the states. So they have to have 35 states to be able to agree to drop it or make daylight saving times permanent. So I think that's where the problem is. That's why it was being brought up in the Senate, and they said they had 17 states that were proven would go for it. And that was a couple of days ago there. And I was going to mention too that to Al's comment, it's a point of reference. That's all it is. And by the way, today we have 11 hours and 41 minutes of daylight. How about that?
That's great. In a few days from now, we'll have equal hours a day. We'll have 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness, and the sun will rise and due east and set due west.
You're absolutely right, Jimmy, and that's going to be on the 18th of this month.
Oh, that'll be next Friday then.
I don't think I'll go out partying.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure talking to you. But we get to continue this discussion, but I think we're going to move on. But thanks to both of you for checking in. It was a great discussion about daylight saving time versus standard time. So you guys have a good evening, and we'll say 7-3s, and thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun.
3's Jimmy, K9FLO. K9EPZ.
Too bad you don't have your UHF antenna fixed. I know you'll be getting ready, right now you'll be getting ready to check, go to the 443-750 for the night watch. So, okay, Al, 7-3, talk to you later.
It's not my antenna's omnidirectional. It's my radio. I've lost output on UHF.
That's right, I keep forgetting about that. Okay, Al, thanks. Talk to you later. 7-3. K9GC. This is KC9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Okay, lockdown. At this very moment, Winnebago County Jail is going on lockdown. Kerry, K9MED, was telling me he monitors the jail frequencies on his scanners. At exactly 10 o'clock every night. It's they go into lockdown for the night, so lockdown. Okay. Just a minute. You know what I have been forgetting to do for the past few nets? I forget to do these radio nut jokes. Let's see if I can find one here. Okay. This is number 14 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. You know you're on a radio nut when you go on vacation, the first thing you think about packing is your handhelds, chargers, scanner, and frequency book. If you have a homemade radio nut joke you want to pass on, give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Oh, you know what? I gotta continue the rundown on the nets here. Let's see. I mentioned the Tuesday nets. Let's see. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our esteemed Secondary Aries net. I'm the net control of that net. I had a total of 8 check-ins. Immediately following that net at 7:30 p.m. on the Boyd 147.120 repeater, PL 123.0 plus offset. The Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its weekly net. It's Wednesday evening net. I believe W9TOM is net control of that net. Of course, you're in Freeport at 8 p.m. The 147.390 repeater, Freeport PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. Runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD, and I are the shared use as net control. Mel ran a net this past Wednesday, and I'll run next Wednesday. Mel brings us Hampshire Radio Newsline, 15-minute independent news broadcast of old and tired of Hampshire Radio. It's a good broadcast there too. And just a minute, you know what? Okay, as you know, we no longer hold a Salvation Army Saturn net on the 3.9 repeater Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. But I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other Saturn nets on HF and on 2 meters. International Saturn net meets Monday through Saturday at 1500 hours Zulu on 14.265 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Central Territory Saturn net meets on Tuesday evenings on, let's do that again. Central Territory Saturn net meets on Tuesdays at 1330 hours Zulu on 7.265 megahertz, 40 meters lower sideband. The West Metro Chicago Saturn net meets on 7 p.m. local time on Mondays on the 145.310 repeater in Wheaton, Illinois, with PL 107.2 minus offset. The East Metro Chicago Saturn net meets on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. local time on the CFMC 146.760 repeater in Chicago with a PL 107.2 minus offset. And yes, the Senile net meets every Monday through Friday, 1400 hours to 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck WD9MED as your net control station. Okay, now you're all caught up to date on your local nets. Support your local net controls, you support your local nets, support your local ham radio clubs, and your member many ham radio club, support your local clubs, and support your local repeaters too. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net. Are there any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Do you miss a Friday Night Fun Net when it's not on? Well, I sure do. Well, I'll tell you what. Don't worry. You don't have to worry. You can listen to the Friday Night Fun Net anytime you want to. On the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Go to Friday Night Fun Net Central and follow the instructions. You hear this net. You also hear past editions of the net. With the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, every night is Friday night, or every day is Friday. You can listen to Friday Night Fun Net all day and all night. Also, you will see updated pictures of the my ham shack. You see pertinent information about the net. You even see weather information. So, if you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact Brad Smith or Ricky W9AXD and they'll get you signed up. Then I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, area code 815-232-3636. 232-FN, local Freeport number. I'm not had any calls tonight during the net. Where I'm transmitting, you hear that telephone ring. That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. You've seen pictures of it on the Facebook page. Okay, at this time, any more stations that want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, before I forget it, I better read the amateur's code. Okay. The amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. The amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League, to which amateur radio is represented. The amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science and is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. The amateur is friendly, slow and patient, responding when requested, friendly advice and counsel to the beginner, kindly assistance, consideration, cooperation and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes, his home, his job, his school, or his community. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony K9RFD always says, some to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. That last part, let's hope we don't have to use these stations in the event of any emergency. If we would ever get in a war with Russia, we'll see how that goes. And yes, people, pray for the people of Ukraine. They're going to need all the help and blessings you can give them. Okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Does anybody have any additional questions, comments, input, or traffic you'd like to bring before the net this time? Okay. I want to thank the Rah-Rah Board of Directors, Board of Trustees, Board of Directors, and Kirk K9 the Repeater Chairman, and members of Rah-Rah for the use of the repeater. I'm going to run down the list of stations I've checked in so far during the net. I've had only one early bird check-in with the K9YE. Okay. K9KCT, W9JTC, K9VU, K9EPZ, H9NW, K9MED, K9JF Internet connection from Pennsylvania, Internet checking I should say, KF9SD, Patent Warren, Illinois, Internet connection, Internet checking I should say, K9QPL, KB9VRM in Crystal Lake, Illinois, K9RGG, Norman, Orfordville, K9MAP, N9GBP, AC9GO, myself, K9GCR, net control, N9CNW, K9HKX, K9HWK, K9CFL, and last but certainly not least, Dean, K9FLO. One early bird check-in, let's see, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 stations checked in so far during the net. Any more stations want to check in this time, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, Tony. EC here in Stevenson County. HC and his better half, Tracy. N9TAB. HC honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. Oh, AA9 SF. HC honorary chicken. I almost wrote down Scott's old call sign. KC9SF. That was his original call. Okay, let's see. And Justin. K9FEO. HC honorary chicken. He's going to call me in a week or so. He's still going to bring that desk mic over. When that takes place, I don't know. Okay. And one of the best guys in the world, he doesn't check in often, but he listens every Friday night. Richard and Belvedere, N9ZO, HC honorary check-in. He still has tickets available for the Sandwich Ham Fest, which takes place on Sunday, May 6th. Give him a call at area code 815-547-8686 if you want those tickets. K9N, HC Repeater Chairman. After that beautiful presentation, I better put him down as a check-in. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, yeah. W9RLT, Ricky, HC honorary check-in. I think I forgot to check him in last week. All right. 28 check-ins. Okay. Just a minute. Oh, KD9LOA, Brandon HC honorary check-in, and KD9OVJ, John McConnell HC honorary check-ins. Total of 30 check-ins. Any more stations want to check-in? Please call now. W9KLG, Kevin HC honorary check-in, and AC9JZ, Mike honorary check-in. 32 check-ins. Okay. Any more stations want to check-in? Please call now. Okay. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your grandparents, neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your local, your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, pubs, or taverns. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your new car dealer. Be sure you tell your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell the tax consultant. Tax time is coming up. Be sure you tell your stockbroker. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your imams, your mullahs, and your ayatollahs. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or clench your fist while the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-in. That is as simple as that. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9DDF, we'll give it a try. Hi, Jimmy.
K9DDF, hello, John. Haven't heard you in a while. Your sister sounds great tonight. What's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. Yep, you're on the right repeater for me. I can make it into this one, so sounding good. Now, you sound like you're doing well, and yeah, glad to get in here tonight.
Hey, sounds good. You're checking number 33, and we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. I'm using green ink for my check-ins. What are you going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day?
You know, that's not something I do much with, but I don't know, we'll maybe wear some green or I don't know, there's some parades in the area. If we get a chance, we might take a quick look at that there. But no big plans, but it's nice the celebrations are happening.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, you're sounding great there, Mike. Sound like you're right here in town, right next door to me. So, okay, have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your family. We'll talk to you down the hall. Thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Jimmy, and hopefully it won't be so long till next time there. And, boy, that's it. Good to hear you. Hope you're doing well. Take care. And until next time, KC9DDF.
That's great. We haven't heard this guy for a while. KC9DDF, John Elgin. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Well, folks, this concludes our main business for tonight. I want to thank everybody for checking in, and so far we had a total of 33 check-ins. I may add some more honorary check-ins before the night's over. So, okay, and I want to thank everybody for checking in, and with that, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, in the region, with or without traffic, please call K9 GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
W9 Papa Juliet, Mobile.
W9 Papa Alpha Julia, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm Mobile, just still past Belvedere, not quite getting closer, but still just barely getting in range, I guess.
Okay, sounds good. Now, I want to get your last call right. I think I may have screwed up. Is it a G or a J?
K9 Papa Juliet, Paul.
Papa Juliet, what?
Papa Juliet, Whiskey 9 Papa Juliet, and the name is Paul.
Okay, Papa, W9 Papa Juliet, got you checked in. There's a sounding great there. You're probably going home, so I'm just gonna, what are your plans for St. Patrick's Day? W9 Papa Juliet, what are your plans for St. Patrick's Day?
Eat some corned beef and cabbage, that's about it. Now wear my green hat.
I'll probably wear my green shirt and that's it. I don't like corned beef and cabbage, and I'm Irish too. Ain't that the way it goes?
But whatever way you like to enjoy it's okay.
You bet, you bet. All right. W9PG, got you checked in. 73, drive safely. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. Okay, last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, March 11th, 2022. I want to thank everybody for checking in. And tune in again next week, same time, same repeater. We hope for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now, I'll close down this edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Return the repeater and frequency normal after radio use at 10:24 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 hours, 24 minutes Zulu time with a total of 34 check-ins. I'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride tune at 8 o'clock on this repeater. 7-3 to everybody. This is K9GCR. Wish you all a very pleasant good night. K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Who in posted? 2 hours, no, let's see. Just a minute. Now, we started late. Let's see, okay, 2 hours, 19-minute net, and, let's see, and, I had a total of 34 check-ins. Case on G-Star, go ahead and post.
All right, copy that, Jimmy. It's posted here. Good one. All right.
Okay, happy St. Patrick's Day to you there, Mike. Thanks for all you do. Case on G-Star.
Copy that, Jimmy. KD9MED, clear and post.